What's up, guys? Welcome back to the first official update for Ancient Squid Season 2. There's going to be probably quite a few of these, of course, for the server. And this one is updating some rules and also the first official updated list of items that are potentially banned or nerfed. Don't mind my inventory. You'll find out about that in a second. But let's start off with the new rules. Obviously, this one's known. You can share bases with people. But I've also added an additional rule to that. No helping teammates with fights. Or base mates, if you want to call it. Because there's still no teams, by the way. Spoiler alert. Yeah, you can't help your base mate with any fights. Because obviously there's no teams and stuff. Everybody's solo. You can kill your base mate if you would like to. If you get into an argument with your base mate, that's between you and your base mate. But, yeah, people are going to call it cringe in the comments for me saying base mate. But it's the only other thing I can think of. If you have a better name, put it in the comments. I added a rule for stasises. So if you do stasis, so let's say your base mate stasises you during a fight, that is allowed. But if you do get stasis, you cannot return to the fight for 20 minutes after you've been stasised. I did that to prevent any spam stasises and just continue restocking and stuff. Another rule I added is no combat logging at all. No excuses either. So if you lag out, unless you I don't know how to explain this, but yeah, not tolerating excuses. Because if I had this happen on a server where people would say they lagged out, but then they didn't, and a bunch of other things like that, so I'm not taking excuses, and I gotta be fair to everybody, so that is why that is there. And the end officially opens on the 22nd of August. That is on a Friday. I might move it to the Monday. I haven't fully decided yet, just so we can have more time in the end for the week, but we will see. If it does change, I will update y'all on stream or something. Let's talk about the items. I have nerfed items. So for PvP, only one stack of XP allowed in your inventory at a time. That's why I have this as an example. So during fights, you can only have one stack of XP in your inventory. Same thing for God Apples. I have nerfed those too. Instead of allowing multiple stacks, you can only hold 8 in your inventory per fight. No exceptions. If you drop more than 8, if I see 8 in your inventory, it will be a penalty. No exceptions. Breeze rods and wind charges. You can only hold 32 breeze rods in your inventory, so half a stack, and 1 additional stack of breeze rods. So it would look like this. You cannot hold more than that. Same thing with the God Apples, no exceptions. Has to be specifically that amount for fights. You can have lower if you want, if you don't have that many. Let's talk about the next item, which is a big change. Maces. I didn't nerf the mace. I buffed it for everybody except for red, kind of. Breach 1 and 2 is officially unbanned. You just cannot have Breach 3 or 4. You can only have, if you are going to use a Breach Mace, you have to send proof of the enchants so that I know you're not using 3 or 4 if you are going to use a Breach Mace. By the way, I know how to tell because obviously you guys know me from recording server. I do use a mace myself, 2 of them actually. You can't carry more than 1 mace on you. So I am carrying 3, but I just use this as an example. Breach 1 and 2 will be unbanned. You cannot have more than 1 mace on you at a time though. So you can't have both, one of each. You can only have one or the other. It's kind of self-explanatory. Mainly just for breach swapping and stuff like that. Red will not be allowed to use this though. So that too. And I brought totems back. Totems are back, but only 2 are allowed in a kit at a time per fighting. Also, I forgot to mention this, Red. It's not on the board. I forgot to put this here. But you, because I know you're going to be watching this, you're only allowed to have 1 totem in your inventory per fight. So that's how you got nerfed, buddy. So enjoy that. Any additional totem pops? So let's say I carry 3 totems. I pop 2 of them. And then I swap to an additional 3rd totem and pop it. That counts as you. If a 3rd totem gets used during a fight and it gets reported to me, it will result in a penalty. I'm not gonna say what the fine. It's not like fines, but you know what I mean, like punishments, additional things like that. But you guys get the idea. But that is all the current new changes. No server really updates or anything. But yeah. I will see you all tomorrow for Ancient Squid. Peace out.